Breathe in. Breathe out. Don't we do a lot of profanities on our podcast? What are you talking about?
Oh, I can't stop now, I guess. Can't stop now.
I think that's kind of our brand, honestly, if anyone's ever watched any of our streams. Anyway, we're live.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I enjoy profanity and I don't find it profane.
Why? Okay.
Well, because there's certain words.
How is it profanity if it's not profane?
Well, because it's stereotypically to society, a lot of it is profanity, but I don't see it that way. But I will use the word to describe it as such because everyone recognizes them as profanity.
Okay, but we love profanity here.
Certain words are completely fine. Certain words transcend profanity and become something else, and those are words I think should not be used unless you are reclaiming the word having been subjugated by it, in which case
that is going into slur discourse, which I am not super privy to.
Well, I mean,
I don't like partaking in slur discourse. I'm just like, I'm not going to say certain words that I obviously shouldn't say, and I'm like, that's fine.
I have no business saying them. It's other people's business to say them, not my own.
I love how we're talking about this. Anyway,
there's nothing wrong with it. It's been a while, and you know why?
Yeah, why?
Well, you were gone last week.
I was gone last week, and we can get into that. But also, I feel I've got a bunch of other life updates that are causing me to not be around as much, I feel.
I know.
So we can get into that in our Let's Get Personal section. But first, I have to introduce the podcast that this is What Do the Gays Think? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. I am one of your co-hosts, MacLeod, and today with me I have my Glad He Ate Her.
Glad He Ate Her, yes.
How are you today, Pat?
Not great.
Is it because we're recording this podcast? Is that why?
No, honestly, no. I've told you this before. When we go a while without recording, when we do the recording finally, when it's been a while, I am ready to go. Like a
lot has happened.
I liked doing weekly pods, and in a perfect world we would do this weekly, but we can't. It's other things have happened. But even the bi-weekly schedule, sometimes it's has enough happened? I see them all the time, but then it's we haven't seen each other in a while, and it's ooh, the energy's right. The energy's right, but I'm not right. That's the problem.
Oh, you're wrong.
I'm wrong in so many ways.
I did enjoy when we did weekly podcasts, but it did sometimes feel like, a week going by wasn't enough for us to talk about new things that have happened. But the bi-weekly was pretty good. And then we will sometimes just go a month without recording because things happen. So let's talk about those things. Let's get personal. I was in Ron DeSantis land, so that was fun.
You were. I mean, why?
Well, you know what? I will give you the reason why, actually, because I didn't want to go to Ron DeSantis, aka Florida. I did not want to go to Florida. It was actually one of the last places I wanted to go. But the reason we went there is because I was using my mom's timeshare, because she has these timeshares, which is something that I guess older people have, but no, I feel like no one who's younger has these timeshare things, and I don't even know if you can get them anymore.
Well, they cost money, and a lot of young people just don't have money. you can get timeshares. There's always those I don't want to say scams. There's always when you go to a vacation area or a resort area, there are people who have events where they try to sell timeshares. So that still happens, but they're expensive.
They are, well, I'm assuming they're expensive, but my mom has been part of this timeshare thing for a really long time, so she gets some pretty good deals. So anyway, the timeshares that were available were not in any other places that I would have liked to go. But anyway, since I was stealing the timeshare, it was basically free, and Florida was there, and I was like, I can spend some time in the beach in Florida. That should be fine.
Yeah.
So I went to a beach resort. It was a lot of fun. I swam with some sharks, and that was pretty lit.
I heard, yeah. Lit for one of you.
Yes, lit for one of us. Not so lit for my boyfriend, who got seasick on the way in and helped chum for the sharks. You know what chumming is?
I know what chumming is. I did it this morning, in fact, and this
Did you?
afternoon.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
And this afternoon.
2 times in one day.
Well, come on.
That's very healthy. That's healthy.
Yeah, so I went out to the ocean and I chummed twice. But no, yeah, it's just when you throw out the fish bits, right?
Yeah, you throw out the fish, it attracts the sharks, and then I was out there. I swam with those sharks raw.
What is that? What do you mean? What, you weren't wearing a condom? Like, what do you mean raw?
No, because sometimes they have the cages. And
the cock cages.
The cock.
Oh wait. Okay, keep going. I have to.
We can talk about more about cock cages. Okay.
Yes,
fine.
but let's get through your Florida vacation.
Okay, I'll just go into. Well, I mean, I did a lot on the vacation, but I'll just focus on the sharks. That was probly the coolest thing. But anyway, I went dick deep in with those sharks.
Jesus Christ. We get it.
No, because the website had said that there was cage diving and also free diving. So I thought I was going to get a choice of whether or not to be in a cage or to just go out with the sharks. And I wanted to be in the cage because I was afraid. But then we got there and they were just like, all right, get in the water in the middle of the ocean.
So the cage wasn't even there. That's probably like a separate thing.
Yeah, it must have been a separate. The thing that I booked must have not been the cage one. It had to have been the separate one.
Right.
The cage was not even there. I grabbed onto this rope and I was in the ocean with the shark.
Was it snorkeling or did you have a backpack, like a oxygen tank?
It was snorkeling. I had my little snorkel.
Okay.
I mean, you couldn't go down further into the water, but I mean, the sharks were at the surface, so
yeah,
you could see.
Well, that's where the chum was.
That is where the chum was. That's how they attracted the sharks. It was very scary, but I enjoyed it, I would say. And I have some really cool photos. And if I find a cool one, maybe I'll Photoshop one over the YouTube video so that people on YouTube can see.
Didn't you just say, I have a lot of cool photos if I find a cool one? If you have the cool photos, it shouldn't be hard to find.
Shut up.
What the fuck was that?
Shut up.
I've noticed I'm sorry. I've noticed you've cleaned.
Oh, in my room?
Your room looks, where's the Mudkip loaf?
Oh, the Mudkip Pokélop. Well, look, I had to put some stuff away because a secondary life update. I'm also trying to sell my house and move away somewhere. So seeing as I'm now moving, hopefully, I had to clean up a little bit, aka my office has to be a little bit cleaner. So if you're watching the YouTubes, the house is you should. Yeah, YouTube is a lot of fun. You get to see our faces and our reactions. But anyway, yeah, I had to clean up a little bit. I had to clean the whole house, actually, and it was very tedious and very annoying. But we took the pictures today.
Oh, so everything was staged properly?
Everything was staged properly. And you know what I'm not excited about, though? I work from home, is having to show the house. And people just constantly interrupting me as I'm working or as I'm just living and existing. Because people can just they'll be able to just call me and be like, hey, we want to see the house. And I'll be like, okay, give me 30 minutes or something. And then I have to make sure the house is in order and then get the dogs out and then let them see the house. And it'll be fun. It'll be annoying.
So you have a realtor, I'm guessing?
Yes, I do.
Can't they, sorry. Can't they set up just scheduled times? Like, okay, only on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from this time to this time you can call. So there's probably some boundary.
There may be some boundary, yes. But
so you're over catastrophizing.
Listen, we're setting it up so that the realtor can set up the appointment times and whatever, but still the person who's they're going to contact is not the realtor. It's going to be me.
Well, yeah, you do have to okay it. It is still your house.
Yeah. And I mean, we could have set it up where they contact the realtor and then the realtor contacts me, but that's just an extra layer of communication. I'm just you could send them my way, maybe. I can chat with them. I can take the dog somewhere on a walk, maybe.
For a walk, Jimmy.
How are you doing, Pat? How's your life been? Why are you shaking your head like that? What happened? Tell Daddy what happened.
Tell Daddy. Is the Daddy in the room with us right now? Because I don't see him. No, I'm going to tell you about my beach trip that I went on. Not trip. We went to the beach one day.
When did this happen?
Last weekend.
Well, was it while I was away?
Last Saturday.
Oh, okay. Tell me about it.
My friends and I want to go to the beach. Well, one of my friends invited me to the beach invited a bunch of us, and I said, sure, why not? I had nothing to do. I didn't know what beach. I thought he meant first a beach in like what is it, Long Island or Staten Island? Long Island? Maybe Long Island. It's a gay. There's a gay beach over there. I forgot the name. Those. And he's like, no, we're gonna go to a New Jersey beach, Sandy Hook. And I said, oh, okay, I know where that is. And then I thought about driving, but it turns out the ferry from New York actually would have taken roughly the same amount of time. And I got to go with my friends on the ferry over there. Before I showed up, he said, no, we're going to the Nude beach specifically. Woo!
You went to a nude beach.
I did not
and you
partake.
Didn't invite me.
First of all, weren't you not here?
You didn't invite me and Jackie to the
First
nude
of all,
beach?
Weren't you not here on that?
No,
side?
I wasn't. I know.
And second of all,
but it's the sentiment. It's the sentiment.
First of all, I did in no way partake in the nudity at all. Listen. I like my body. I think my body's fine, but I do not like being naked amongst the masses. So I went with a bunch of my friends, and I would say most of us did not partake in the nudity. So we were just there to go to the beach. And
okay, wait. Hang on.
Tell me, ask me, please.
Wait, you send me and Jackie quite a few audio messages, like pretty usually to like, give us updates on your life. And you decided to omit this.
Because I spent the whole day out with my friends, so I didn't even have time to really like send a voice message. By the end of the day, I was so exhausted, I just went to bed, and I guess I must have forgotten about it. But this is what happened. This is what happened. Now, this isn't scandalous because like I'm a grown ass adult. I knew where I was going. Like I saw a lot of naked people. Obviously, it's
great.
Gunnison, so it's mostly a gay male beach, so most of it's just men naked. Great, fine. I don't really care about seeing other people naked. Just what about my day? However, first of all, I was talking to my friends, and he's like, "It's kind of nice that everyone can be naked and so relaxed and not feel maybe necessarily objectified." And I said, "Well, yeah, I guess everyone's here because everyone knows this is where you get naked, and it's not like a thing because there's all different body types there." There wasn't just like the ripped muscle gaze. There were just people, obviously, with all sorts of interesting looking penises.
And bops,
very strange. I brought my little poetry book. I was just reading it, which is pretty good, by the way.
I thought you were going to say I brought my sketchbook and I was, drawing.
Yeah, I was drawing. I can't draw, but the one thing I did see going back to cages.
This is where it ties in. This is the tie-in.
First of all, it was interesting because there were women there, not many, but there were women there. There was a woman walking down the beach. And I was like, okay, she's just naked, tits out, vag out, whatever.
Okay, good for her.
And she's holding something. And I was like, what the fuck is that? It looks like a colorful like leash almost, or like a bandana thing. It's attached to the man behind her. It's attached to his cock cage. Oh. This woman is walking this man down the beach naked, caged.
Was that caged? His cock?
Cock cage, and the strand, the rope, whatever, was attached to the cage. So she was pulling him
walking like a dog.
And my friend, one of them was like, "It's so interesting to see presumably because we presumed it was a couple. It's so interesting to see a straight couple be here doing this." As opposed to because gay people are rotted. So like you'd imagine the gay men would be out there just like, come everywhere. Like, it's like, so we don't know if they were together. It might've been that the man really just liked sort of being publicly seen like that. And the woman was like, "Hey, I'll walk you." But she had this little thing. She's pulling him by the caged dick. And I was like, no kink shaming. Obviously, you could do whatever you want, but it was such a strange sight to see because I, for the most part, had seen tits, ass, dick, vagina. I was like, whatever. But this was like the diamond.
It's just not something you see every day, I guess.
It's not. That's not even what I look for when I'm looking at like porn or anything. So it was just like a very like out of left field, out of pocket thing to see. And
out of pocket, yeah.
She was walking the dog down the beach. So anyway,
I find it interesting because you were basically saying like, look, people come to the nude beach just to be nude and not be sexual about it. But that seems kind of sexual.
But, well, then later some men were getting handsy with each other. And I was like, do we have to though? Do we have to? Huge erect penises. I don't need to see it.
Huge. Well, I don't know the rules of nude beaches, but are you allowed
you're not,
to do that?
No, you're not. Public sex is not allowed, even though, people do it. So get the dick off the screen. I don't want to watch that.
Okay, great. Speaking of nudity, because we're on this topic.
Okay.
You had said that, you're uncomfortable yourself being nude, I guess, in front of other people.
A lot. Right. Yeah.
Why? Why won't you be nude in front of me? No, it's not. No, because on vacation I got a massage, and for a lot of massages they will be like, optimally you would just be naked, but they're like dressed down to your comfort level. And I'm like, okay, my comfort level is probably just down to my underwear. Like
yeah.
Like conceptually, I'm like, I don't care that much about nudity. I don't find it necessarily sexual all the time, but I have like this, I don't know. I'm just like, I don't want people to see me nude. I'm like, don't look at my dick, please. Just don't look at my hole. I don't know.
Well, first of all, I don't think the masseuse or masseur, whatever.
No.
They're like spreading your cheeks like, let me see.
No, let me see. Let me see that hole. Is it clean?
Okay. Well, because I recently talked to someone who does massages, and I was like, he's like, some people get nude because they don't want the oils staining their clothing.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, Mama, it's underwear. Who cares if it gets stained? You put it in the water. It doesn't matter. Also, like, I don't need my ass cheeks or my dick rubbed during the massage. So like,
that's not always what that means, though.
I know, but like the underwear is there because it's not even meant to be like that area is. You don't have to worry about that area. You know what I need?
Don't worry about it.
I need the masseuse to like fucking from the top of the cage jump and pile drive my back. That's what I need.
That's what I need. I need literally when I did the massage at the bachelor party, I was like, I need you just to destroy my back. That's all I need. And he was into it. He was like, all right, here we go. Anyway, we should move on. We should do what we're supposed to do in this podcast, which is talk about things.
We have been. We have been. What the fuck is this? We always intro with like a what's up with what's the it's my own podcast. What's the title of
Let's Get Personal. You don't know the segment names of our own podcast. You co-host this podcast.
It's been a while. God.
All right, let's spill the tea, which is another segment that we do on this podcast. Apparently you don't know about.
I'm sorry. All right, what do you want to talk? Do you want me to go first?
Go ahead. What's going on in the social cultural realm of everything?
Well, everyone's getting canceled apparently. Like Lizzo, Ariana, Doja.
Okay, I heard of Lizzo, but Ariana and Doja are also being canceled.
Ariana Grande and Doja. Okay, so I don't have all the facts, nor am I going to look them up. This is just hearsay. Lizzo apparently had like some dancers who have come forward and said they felt like pressured and fat shamed during like working with Lizzo.
Yeah.
Which is very shocking given how Lizzo is like this big body positive, like ball of energy, presumably. Mm-hmm. And then Lizzo clapped back and was like, I don't like to respond to comments, but all of these people have publicly sort of stated that they were removed from the tour because of their own bad behavior, and they're basically lying. So who knows who to believe, but that's what's happening with Lizzo. Then Ariana apparently is the other woman in a relationship.
What do you mean? Oh, like in a three-way relationship?
No. So like there was this man who he played SpongeBob SquarePants on the Broadway musical version of SpongeBob.
Okay, love that.
He was married to a woman, and he, I think, cheated on her with Ariana Grande.
With Ariana.
And this man, people have been saying, this actor, whatever his name is, looks a lot like Ariana's brother, Frankie Grande. Stop. And honestly, they do look a little, I don't think they look as similar as people say they do, but they do look a little similar.
Right.
So people are like dragging Ariana, and then Doja recently And I don't know. I'm sure Doja's done some other shit in the past, but this I don't think was that bad, honestly. She basically was saying how her fans called themselves, I don't know, whatever the fandom name was, kittens or some shit like that.
Oh, well, yeah, her name's Doja Cat. That makes sense.
Right. And so she's like, and then like fans were saying that they loved her, and she's like, I don't love you. And she's like, don't call yourselves like this fucking stupid thing. Like, I think it was more so, I didn't get all the information, but I think it was really about Doja Cat being like, I don't want to participate in this fandom in this way. And I don't like the idea of parasocial relationships where my fans say they love me and I don't love them back because love is a bigger thing than fans don't.
But like when I say I love Kelly Clarkson, I'm just saying like I love her music and I love like her work and stuff. I'm not necessarily saying like I love her on like an intimate romantic level.
Well, of course. But I think it's important for someone to have those sort of boundaries and distinctions. So she might have done some other really horrible shit, and I'm not privy to it because I'm not paying attention because I just like her music, honestly. So she released a new song called Paint the Town Red, and it is a BOP.
Okay, so let's do Lizzo, because I had heard about these allegations, and I did read through some of the like, is it a lawsuit?
Yes, I think they're suing her.
They're suing her for some like harassment. So I did read through it, and I mean it is kind of surprising because Lizzo has had this image of like being an ally and having a really positive message for a lot of things. So it was surprising. And honestly, I don't know what to believe or who to believe anywhere here. Like I don't know a lot about this, but I suppose that when this lawsuit moves forward, people will be presenting evidence left and right to prove or disprove these claims. So I guess I'm just going to hold off my opinion for now.
I mean, I'm sure they'll settle.
They'll settle maybe, but like I want to see some more like I don't know, documentation, or I guess you can't really document things like this happening, can you?
I mean, maybe they did.
Maybe they did. I don't know, but it sounds like, they're claiming that Lizzo was just like pressuring them to do things, and it's like, how do you prove that? I guess because it's just hearsay at that point. You just have to have witnesses to be able to corroborate. I don't know.
Are you a lawyer?
I'm not a lawyer, and I don't want to be one.
Neither do I.
So Barbie happened though.
Barbie, did you watch it?
I haven't seen it. I know the general premise though. Like
I've watched it 3 times.
Oh, you must have loved it.
I really liked it. Yeah.
I know the general premise, and like generally how the plot moves because like everyone's been fucking talking about it. So I haven't really been able to avoid it. And people are like fighting about it. So I was curious. I was curious to see what you thought about it since you had seen the movie. Is it like this massive woke feminist movie, or is it just like a girly movie of Barbie? Like, tell me more about it.
I have a lot of opinions on this movie.
Okay.
First of all, please listen to. You're not going to do it, but anyone else, you don't listen to anything I fucking ask you.
I'm sorry.
Listen to the score. They just released the score of and they use a lot of Billie Eilish's song as part of the score itself. It's very good. Moving on. This movie is about Barbie, which is a toy, produced in part by Mattel, which is the producer of the toy. So this movie serves as not only a product of the toy, but also discusses the toy itself in context.
Right.
So it kind of is a little self-serving from Mattel's point of view because they make money off of their property, but they also, Greta Gerwig is given the chance to talk about Barbie's impact and shortcomings.
Yeah.
So the movie is a movie about a toy. Like it's a movie. It's like kids can watch this movie and probably enjoy it. There's just some stuff that's going to go over their head, but like they'll enjoy it. But also there's a ton that more well-developed mentally people, older people can see in this movie, particularly women, particularly people from marginalized groups. And I had many conversations with people since I saw it. And the takeaways that I think got like the things that were talked about most, I should say, were There's a lot of good commentary in the film. It's funny. It's very colorful. And certain topics like patriarchy and certain topics like feminism are discussed a lot, but maybe not to the extent that people wanted. Or maybe there were topics that, like, for example, race and how race intersects with feminism were not discussed. And I think they're all valid. I just also have to sort of rationalize that this film could not talk about every topic completely, because then you'd have like a 4-hour fucking movie. Yeah. So with what it talked about and what it did, I think it did it well, while also keeping it a fun movie. Like, you know, it wasn't overtly preachy and sort of like didactic. It wasn't like an informative teaching moment. It was more, here's this huge topic. We're going to shove it through Mattel pink lens and try to get the audience to sort of see this perspective, Greta Gerwig's perspective on like Barbie and feminism. And I think it went very well. Is it super woke? I mean, I'm biased because I don't think understanding the patriarchy as like a horrible system is woke. But Ben Shapiro definitely does, because he plays and benefits from patriarchy and from, you know, this sort of institutionalized part of society. So like, obviously he's going to think it's too woke.
Well, yeah. Let's talk about woke for a second, shall we?
Oh God.
Because I mean, you ask people to define woke, and a lot of times they can't even define it. Being woke is just like understanding that society has structures in place that are biased. I think that is like all that woke really means. So I guess being feminist and understanding feminism and understanding patriarchy, that is kind of woke in the general sense of the term. So maybe the movie is woke, but is that a bad thing?
It is, but it's like the moment you use that word, you lose so many people.
Yes. Understandable, yes.
It's like when you say things like progressive and people are like, ugh, and I'm just like, well, that's what liberal. It is. Yeah. So I saw it 3 times. And I will say, seeing it with your mother, if you have a good relationship with your mother.
Yeah.
People who don't, maybe don't see it, but seeing it with your mom is a different thing than just seeing it with friends or by yourself. I saw my mom the 3rd time I saw it, and it was just a different experience. It was very good experience, but different.
Okay, I love that.
And yeah, it was good. I mean, Margot Robbie's great in it. Ryan Gosling's really funny. Everyone does a good job in the movie, and you know, it's I don't know. It's not like groundbreaking cinema, but it is good. It deserves the accolades it's been receiving.
I had heard, I don't even know where I heard this from, but someone on TikTok was like, yeah, this movie is good, but also it feels like it's set like 20 years ago. Like the style or like the comedy that they're portraying is kind of similar to like 20 years ago comedy. And I was like, okay, I don't really know what that means.
Greta Gerwig said that a lot of the stuff that happens, at least in the Barbie land, is directly peeled from older films because she took inspiration from them. So like set pieces looked, well, because they were real, they were like designed set pieces. They look from like, you know, like not really what old, it's not old films, but like the whole beginning is a homage to what? A Space Odyssey, 2001 A Space Odyssey. So it's like she drew a lot of inspiration from older films and took it and then ran with it. So I think that was just maybe Greta Gerwig's sort of inspiration. But I will say, I saw this thing on TikTok and it was annoying. They were, some person was like, oh, like this was marketed as like a big queer film, and then I saw it and there was like no queer in it, and then someone stitched it and they were like, nowhere in the marketing was this ever going to be a queer film.
I never heard that it was going to be queer.
There are definitely queer ways that queer people can empathize and sort of interact with the film beyond it being just about Barbie, beyond it being about feminism and patriarchy. Like there is a trans actor who plays one of the Barbies. People are drawing or saying that the character Alan could be gay or could be like asexual or whatever. And I think, so yeah, as a queer person, a lot of media you can like pull things from, like the whole X-Men comic book series, gay people. Yeah, I get it. But this is no way Barbie is not a queer film. It's just not. It's not what it was meant. Like that is not what the movie was setting out to be. You can definitely get something out of it, but it's not a queer film. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to have something that's queer media that is supposed to be queer media, then just watch Heartstopper season 2, I suppose.
Oh, okay, fine. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We are not going to review Heartstopper season 2 because we will on the other podcast.
We will. Review. That's gonna be our next under queer review.
Yeah. I watched the first episode, and I just have to
tell me about it.
I just have to say that I think the sheen, the shine, the novelty wore off immediately. Like I'm watching it, maybe because I'm like I have a lot of like stress about work, and I'm like I'm not really in a great mood either a lot of times. So maybe like watching it and just seeing these two young people be like in like sort of this sort of I don't want to say gross, but it's like this sort of so far the first episode there's like a little bit of like a gross sort of codependence forming. And I have to keep reframing it and going, oh my God, they're still teenagers in high school, right? They don't I was like, this is their first relationship, right? I forgot. But I'm watching it, I'm going, oh, like it's like the first episode ends, a little bit of a spoiler. Basically, Charlie goes, I'm gonna make sure that Nick has no problems ever. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like that's not even a good thing to say about anyone. Like your sister, who I love. The sister knows what's up, by the way. I love the sister.
The sister's great, yeah.
You shouldn't say that about anyone. Your friends, your family, especially not your significant other. You can't just be like, I'm going to make sure he's never hurt. I'm going to protect. Like, that's not your job. Like, it's your job to be there for him when he's hurt and to like try to deflect, I guess, as much pain as possible. But like, this is like, and the texting constantly and the 2-month anniversary gift. I was like, this is high school all over.
It is high school. That's the framework that it's working off of.
I have to keep remembering that. And I can already tell that this season I will probably enjoy it because I do think they're going to really dig in more into the relationship. Obviously, because season 1 was about them getting together. Season 2 is about the relationship itself. So like, I hope that it gets. I want real character development here, and I don't know if I could sit through like 8 episodes of just. I'm hoping it's like Empire Strikes Back. I'm hoping A New Hope is season 1, where it's all like, woo, we're gonna beat the Death Star, whatever. Empire Strikes Back is like this depressing, horrible ending on a really bad note. I hope this season is like, oh, you thought this was gonna be sunshine and rainbows. Well, relationships are work, honey. And you have to go through some trials and tribulations to get there. So I hope season 2 is just like, because
I'm not going to spoil anything for you.
The relationship has to get tested. It has to, because all relationships are, especially young ones, especially with young people. Like, you have all these expectations of what you want this to be. Mama, you're wrong. I'm about to tell you who you are.
I'm not going to spoil anything for you. But I think you will be pleasantly surprised going further into the season.
I love Tao. And what's her name?
Tao and Elle? Yes.
Yeah. I love, like, they're giving sort of season 1 Charlie and Nick, and that they're just starting to sort of feel each other up.
Feel each other up, yeah.
I hope so. But yeah, that seems like, okay, this is like, I like that. That's always fun. But the Charlie and Nick stuff, I'm like, I do like it, obviously, but I need more than what they're giving me. I need
more drama.
Yeah, and also when he told his parents, and the mom was like, I just didn't think, he would be gay. He just looks like a sporty guy. And he's like, Mom, it's not about that. And the dad's like, no more sleepovers and keep the door open. And Charlie was like shocked by it. And I was like, why are you shocked? Your parents don't want you fucking in their house. That's a common thing. Like, why would you be? It's not even homophobia. It's just you don't fuck in my house.
Fucking in my house.
I agree.
I'm just saying. It's like no.
No. I did it. I'm just saying, as a parent, I would institute that rule.
Oh,
I know it wouldn't be followed.
I probably wouldn't.
I know it. Listen, I know it wouldn't be followed, but I'd institute the rule on principle alone.
On principle alone. Okay. Yeah. Well, we can disagree.
I don't want people fucking in. That's why I don't want kids, though, so I don't have to worry about it, because I'm never having kids.
Okay, then we don't have to worry about it. And anyway, I'll be fucking in your house. Let's go.
Who?
You. Anyway.
God.
Okay. Any other things in the social cultural realm we want to talk about before we go into politics?
What's the one after politics? It's the gay one, right?
Yeah, there's the gay one after that. You want to do the gay one first?
No. Let's just go into politics because the gay one's gonna be more fun. Let's get that later.
Oh, also, because we're supposed to do a check out these Rockin' Queers, but I've been very busy and I haven't done any research into anyone that I want to shout out. Is there anyone you want to shout out?
Well, yeah, I was gonna talk about it during our little queer section. I don't know them, but I like their work, so I could just.
Okay, give a check out these Rockin' Queers. Go ahead.
Great.
That's next on the list, BB. I was just.
Let me just pull it from the bookshelf.
Oh, okay. He's gone. Oh.
I got it.
Why'd you moan when you reach for it?
I don't know what you're talking about. This person doesn't need promo, by the way, because their shit is all over TikTok. But Grant Chemidlin has their lovely poetry book out called "What We Lost in the Swamp."
Oh,
queer
what did he
author.
lose in the swamp?
What do you find?
His virginity. Oh.
I would just love to. This is poetry, but I would love to talk about one poem in particular. Could you give me time to discuss it really quick?
Go for it.
Go. We have time. This is going to be a little longer episode because we haven't been here in a while.
We have all the time in the world.
Well, the world is boiling, so maybe not.
That it is.
Honestly, the best poem is called "The Breaking," which is so upsetting.
Okay.
But basically, this is the premise of I won't read the whole thing. I'll just read a little bit. But the premise is this: the speaker wants to break up with their significant other, and they don't want to do it painfully. They want to do it as humanely as possible because they don't want to hurt the other person, right?
Yeah.
So then he makes this big sort of analogy metaphor that the relationship is a pet in their home, and they're bringing it to the vet to be put down because it's the pet's time to be put down. So part of it, this is the part of it. Okay. Can't we just sit there together side by side, holding it, stroking it, consoling it and one another, because we know that it is time, that this is right, that neither of us will ever have another love quite like this, but has suffered enough, has run its course. So now the feeble fur must rest. And when the overly peppy vet tech raises her head to tell us that it's past, we can hug, we can exchange sad smiles, and with our heavy hearts full of fond, mostly happy memories, we can leave, we can go our separate ways, having felt the peaceful way to break. Oh! My God! Oh, it's so upsetting. I was reading that at like 11:30 in my bed alone, and I was like, "Oh, this is
starts crying.
It's so bad. It's so bad." Oh,
I think it's sad because like I don't want to think about my dogs dying, so I don't like it.
Well, it's not the dog; it's the relationship.
I know, I understand the analogy, but also like it's so sad.
Well,
that's too sad for me to think about right now.
You don't like sad stuff, though.
Well, I watched this season of Heartstopper, and it gets sad.
It gets sad, yeah.
It gets sad at a lot of points.
I can't wait.
Oh my God, I can't wait to talk about it. There's some real hard hitting topics in there that just like they got to me. Anyway,
let's move on to politics.
That's for Underqueer Review. Let's talk about politics. But yeah, check out these Rockin' Queers. Check out what's his name?
Grant Chemidlin. I think it's Chemidlin or Chemidlin.
Grant Chemidlin. I'll put a link to the What We Lost in the Swamp in the description, so everyone can go ahead and.
Nice swamp. He's also such a cutie. Look at that. Such a cutie.
Well, people listening to the podcast won't be able to see. Only people on
Google
YouTube.
They can Google it.
Everyone look up Grant Chemidlin. What is his name?
I mean, that could be how it's pronounced. I don't know. I didn't look.
We're sorry for butchering your name, Grant. I apologize. Okay, why does politics suck? It's been a while since we've talked about politics, I feel.
It's been a while since we've done this podcast. So yeah,
it is. I think the last like honest time that we talked about politics was when we talked with Aaron Reed, which was in June. because then we had our second Pride episode, and then I don't think we had another What Do the Gays Think after that for July.
No.
So we're coming through here. A lot has happened. Do we want to talk about the Supreme Court cases that have gone through, or should we just be like, there's enough discourse on that right now? Let's talk about something else.
Because didn't we have this? Wait, when did we? I don't know. Did we talk about this? I don't remember. Just okay. There were 3, right?
Yeah. Did we talk about? You know what?
I think we.
If we did, then oops.
Okay, just name. Just okay. Just give.
Let's move on then.
Just give the 1 sentence description of each one.
Okay, we had the affirmative action one.
Okay, great.
Which bans affirmative action, and then we had the gay one, which was basically for certain types of content, religious people could just be like, I don't want to do that because that's gay, and they could do it legally, so that's fun. And then the last one was student loans. Not happening, bro.
Well, the forgiveness is not happening.
Maybe
the
we
loans
did talk
are still.
about this.
We did. We absolutely did. I don't know where we did, but we did.
In what episode? In what podcast episode?
Well, the most recent episode was about our just questioning ourselves about queerness. I don't think it was that one.
No, it must. I don't know. I have to go back and I have to listen to our own podcast and go back a couple episodes.
Well, don't you do that anyway?
I listen to the episodes. Jackie doesn't.
Well, Jackie doesn't listen to the one that they're even on. All right,
I know.
Not listening on the queer review. Do you ever listen to the first episode again?
The first episode of our podcast?
Yeah. Did you ever listen to it?
I really don't want to because I feel
don't want
it's
to
not
either.
Good.
I don't think it is, and I don't want to I don't want to listen to the first 50.
Oh, I mean, because we were just feeling ourselves out then. We didn't really know what we were doing
too
much.
My God. Okay, one day we should do an episode of this podcast reviewing our first episode.
Oh, no.
Yes. We listen to it, and then we review it immediately after.
Oh, it's like that. Have you ever seen that Rebecca Black Reacts to Friday video?
This would be it. Oh, okay, we're going to do that. Anyway, what else do you want to talk about politics?
Okay, right. So, I mean, more recent. Trump was arrested again. Did we see this? Did we see this happen?
Right, indicted.
Yeah, but he was also arraigned the other day. Or was it yesterday? It was recently.
So he's in jail.
I mean, no, they released him because that's what they did the last 2 times this happened as well. But I mean, you could say that he was quote unquote arrested all 3 times that he was indicted so far. Anyway, this one specifically though is about his attempt to overturn the 2020 election results. And honestly, I've been watching a couple of TikToks, watching a couple of videos about people talking about this. This sounds more serious than all the other indictments that we've seen so far.
Okay.
Because this is conspiracy to overturn or overthrow the US government, basically. That feels more serious to me than, Trump has some classified documents that he wasn't supposed to have, or he paid off a porn star that
who hasn't?
Who
hasn't? Come on.
I haven't. No.
You paid me.
You're not a porn star.
Well, it depends on your definition. I've appeared in videos.
But have those videos gone on the market?
I've given them out for free.
Okay. Is it not considered porn then, I guess? Because porn is you put it out on the market to
well, what's that quote? I can't define porn, but I know it when I see it.
Okay.
That quote is from go on, I'll find out who said the quote.
All right. Well, if these are on the market, then I got some Googling to do. Some Googling. What if I found your porn video? Would that be That'd be bad.
No, I don't care. When Supreme Court, I have great sex. When Supreme Court Justice Potter Stewart was asked to describe his test for obscenity in 1964, he responded, "I know it when I see it." So that's where the quote comes from.
Okay, test for obscenity.
Yeah, Potter Stewart.
How do you say the word suggest?
Suggest.
Do you say it with a G, or do you just, or do you say it with a hard G, or do you just say it's a J?
Hold on. Suggest. Wait. Suggest. No, I say suggest. Two G's.
Suggest?
Yeah, I need to suggest something, not suggest. Can I suggest? No, it's I always sound like I'm doing the first G hard. Yeah, I think it's suggest. Suggest.
I've never heard anyone say suggest before.
Suggest. Maybe I do. Well, it's one of those things where I won't know until I hear it in the moment again. Because
Yeah. No, but this came from TikTok. I'm sorry, this is a tangent off of what we were just talking about.
Tell me.
I was watching a TikTok and this guy's like, oh my God, I just learned that there's this big like divide on how people pronounce this word. Like some people say it with the hard G and some people don't. And then everyone's in the comments is like, I never knew that you could pronounce it the other way. And the people who do that are crazy. And I'm like, that's very interesting. But it's suggest without the hard G.
How do you know?
Because it's just the way it is.
How do you know? How do you know? Oh, you're just making a grand statement and denying everyone else of something.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. Wrong. After all, as a man, I just deny everyone else.
How about suggest?
Existence.
No soft G's, all hard. Suggest.
Suggest.
I'd like to suggest that you suck my dick.
Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, yes, Donald Trump was arrested again.
Yeah, good for him.
And this one, the judge for this trial, because the judge for the documents trial is a Trump judge and very biased towards Trump historically.
Oh, this is an Obama appointee, right?
This is an Obama judge who has overseen a lot of the January 6th cases and has at times put them in jail for longer than the prosecution suggests for them. Suggests, there you go. Suggests, I don't know.
I gotta keep thinking about it.
So anyway, this Obama judge has historically been not lenient towards the January 6th people. So I'm hoping this one gets him, but you never know.
Well, it's not really the judge's job. It's the jury's.
Well, it is the jury's job, yes, but the judge overseeing the trial can,
has
power over how the trial goes, and like certain objections can be overruled, blah, blah, blah. Right. So there's a portrayal in which the judge can kind of, influence things. But then again, the judge also decides on the sentencing, basically. So the jury may convict him, but the judge will be the one to say, how long will you be put in jail, or do you get away with a fine, things like that.
The jury selection must be so wild for something like that, because you want as unbiased of people as possible for a jury. Yes. And with higher and higher, more and more prolific cases, with more and more prolific people, it's harder and harder to find unbiased people. So at the end of the day, is it just going to be like half the jury is Democratic, half of it's Republican, and just see what happens? Like, because it's impossible to not have an opinion on something like this.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we think, because we are involved in politics. I don't like saying that we're involved in politics, but we are. Yeah. We're begrudgingly involved because we have to be, and it's kind of important to be. But there are people who are just like not involved in politics, and they don't have opinions. That's a very privileged thing to be able to do. Like if you're if you don't involve yourself in politics because you don't have to, that means the society benefits you in a way that you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So in order to find those people, you'd have to like kind of selectively sample for people that are privileged, I guess, the people that don't care about politics. So I don't really know how this jury selection process is going to work.
Yeah, it's going to be wild, but hopefully he gets some. I'm not going to. I was going to say something horrible, but I'm not going. No, I will tell you what I was about to say.
Are you going to say he rots in prison, or you hope that he rots in prison?
Well, sure. That's a better alternative.
Okay. Text me what you that's the better alternative. Okay, text me what you mean.
Here, I'll text you right now. Here we go.
Live on the podcast.
I'd love to get your response. There you go.
That's all the politics I had to talk about, actually, because I honestly, so much has been going on that I forgot what has been going on with politics.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Oh, sorry, I just read your text message.
See, that's that post-pod talk that we have,
Right. That's the after party.
That's like the text. It's like the text I sent Jackie the other day that they sent you a screenshot of. You remember?
Listen, if you listen to this podcast and you listen this far through, but like, come hang out on our Twitch streams, please.
That's where you get the other details. That's where you get the other details.
We may have said that on the stream even.
All right, so we're gonna do the queer shit now.
Yeah, let's go with what's new with the gays.
Okay, well,
you got something for me?
Well, I got a couple things, but firstly, back to that poetry book.
Yeah.
I wanted to do one more reading because it was more uplifting than the one I had said before. And I wanted to end on a good note because I'm in a very depressed spot, so I want to feel good about myself.
Okay, read ma.
Hold on. Read my balls. Okay, it's called the poem's called Before We Sleep We Bathe in the River. I guess it's otters bathing in the river.
Oh, I love otters.
I guess he's a thin, hairy man. It is.
Oh, you mean otters as gay men?
I mean, he's queer and he has a boyfriend. I don't know, maybe, or a husband.
Oh, okay.
It is silly time in bed again. Those last and precious moments of the day we spend flapping around like two fish out of water. Me wrapped in seaweed. I can hear you laughing at my loud and guttural otter sound. See, otter. Smiling because you know those primal shouts are sign of my unconditional love. I'm sorry, uncontrollable love. Of a dam done breaking, of a man washed clean, so completely himself when around you. It's so sweet.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, it's just a short poem. So completely himself when around you. Fuck.
Clean me. Give me a sponge
guttural sounds. Guttural.
Well, I love that. And again, everyone go check out this poetry book, right?
Yeah, other queer shit. Troye Sivan.
Okay, I haven't heard about him in a while. What's going on with him?
I told you to go listen to his song Rush, and you didn't. So
when I was away on vacation.
No, this is before.
Oh, well, then I have no excuse. I'm sorry.
All right, so he released the song Rush, which is a brand of poppers.
Oh, okay. Work.
And it's the lyrics are like, I feel that rush, addicted to that touch, blah 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 blah. And Troye Sivan is coming out with a new album. I mean, he's gay, obviously, but the album just sounds like it's gonna be very queer, very gay, and I'm excited. But he had a music video with a lot of similar body types. Twinkie, thin body types.
Right.
Maybe not as diverse as we'd like it to be in terms of body types and maybe in terms of people of color.
Oh, wait, I think I heard a little bit about this this discourse that was happening.
And I just want to say, part of me is like, can't we just be happy that this gay man is putting out gay music and it's a good song? Like, I don't know. But then, of course, yeah, I want representation everywhere.
Yeah.
It'd be great. But also, like, I don't want to put representation, the work of representation on Troye Sivan's shoulders. Like, he's a little tiny twink. His shoulders won't be able to take it. So, like, I don't want to have to put the burden of having everything he produced be like this, extremely diverse lineup, because I don't think any one person can constantly be doing that. Would it have been nice to see? Yes, of course it would have been nice to see, but it's not up to people's standards in terms of the body types being showed, in terms of the color of certain people, obviously, which, yeah, I would have loved to see more of, but like, I just want to enjoy the song. I think the song's good. I think the song is good.
Also, do we know, how do I put this? Because we don't know if Troye was the one who decided on that lineup.
I don't know.
Was it his producers? Was it the people who were doing the casting? Like, I'm not sure we know that. So I don't think it's something we necessarily have to harp on Troye for.
Yeah.
In terms of being like, you should have done this, you should have done that, you should have blah, 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 blah. I mean, there's other systems in play that we can call out for as well. Like maybe whoever was doing the casting, whoever was doing the directing, whoever was doing the producing. Maybe we should ask them and be like, hey, what was up with this lineup? I don't know.
I just hope that, I mean, hopefully he had creative control because he is the artist. It's his music. Hopefully he should. But I'm hoping that, I hope they were at least queer people.
Yeah.
Like if they were queer dancers, that's at least a step in the right direction. But I don't. Also, it is just one song on an album, and I'm sure he'll do more music videos for some other singles. So like, who knows? Maybe he has another song out where he's planning on something completely different. Like maybe this was just the one thing he wanted to do this way, and he's gonna do everything else this way. Like I don't know. He then went on a radio show and was like, "I'm not a bottom. I don't know why people thought I was."
It's like, love that's what he wanted to it's like, get out of the way.
Literally no one. Troye Sivan, I'm not a bottom. I'm not a power bottom. I think he was insinuating he's more of a top.
Oh, he said he's not a wait, okay, but you can still be a bottom and not be a power bottom.
I know, yes, but I forget the exact wording. I think the message was people will meet me thinking I'm gonna bottom and I don't, and it's kind of like a weird thing we have. Let me just go on the record. I'm more of a top. And I was like, no one asked. I don't even think the interviewer asked. I think he just wanted it out there. Just like recently, I think Andy Cohen said he's a top. And I was like, well, why are we talking about this? Like, I don't care.
I don't think it really matters in a way, but also like there's a certain stigma, I guess, on bottoms that just even the insinuation that you could be a bottom is frowned upon, which is a whole other topic. We don't have to talk about it.
The ability to take dick is so impressive. It is. Listen. It's just physically easier to top. It just
because you don't have a dick in your ass. Yeah,
right. It's just physically easier. Now, certain people will be like, "Oh, one's more enjoyable than the other." That's up to individual person. Some people may love getting railed. Some people may hate it. Just based on the physics of it, the anatomy, the movement, the stretching that has to happen, topping's just easier. Bottoms should be fucking worshipped at the altar of their pussy. God, I'm tired of it. Like the whole like bottoms. People with big dicks being bottoms are like, well, that dick's going to waste. Or like tops with smaller dicks.
Oh, be quiet. Oh, shut up.
I'm like, it's got like, who cares? Nobody cares. Just if you want to top, if you want to bottom, if you want to be a side, be a side. If you want to walk your husband down a nude beach by his cock cage, then do that too. Can we just leave people alone? Cardi B threw a microphone at a woman recently, or a person. Because
you know what? I saw it and I said slay. I was like,
here's what happened.
Fuck that person.
We have to talk about this. There has been an uptick in people getting shit either thrown at them or given to them at concerts, and it's fucking weird. And it started months ago when Alaska Thunderfuck, the drag queen, was at the Gotham volleyball party, which I was at because I'm part of the Gotham League, and she was doing crowd work, and someone was saying, they're throwing ice. This dude is throwing ice. And Alaska walked around the crowd and was like, who the fuck is throwing ice? Like, why would you do that? Like, oh, you don't like what I'm doing? Throw the ice at me. Do it, bitch. And I was like, thank you. So it started with her, and then it was BB Rexa. It's been Pink giving mother's ashes. Lil Nas had a dildo thrown at him. Fucking people proposing on stage, and now Cardi B
dildo thrown at him. Pink had wait. Can we go back? Can we rewind?
Someone handed Pink their mother's ashes, and then a whole wheel of like brie or something.
Why?
And then
why are people so weird?
And this is the funny part. I saw the video of Cardi B. She's on stage. Someone throws ice at her, and she takes that microphone. She throws it at them. Great. Apparently, I heard that Cardi B right beforehand had said, "All right, everyone, get me wet. Like throw water at me," but she didn't like something like get me wet. She didn't like that. I guess it hit her a certain way, and she took that microphone and pelted that bitch with it.
Wait. Okay, now I'm having a different frame of the situation. So she asked for people to throw shit at her
right before she asked the crowd to get her wet or something. This is what I've heard from a different podcast.
Saying "get me wet" is different from saying "throw something at me."
Well, the implication I think was she wanted liquid thrown at her. So someone, I guess, had their drink and went, "Yeah," and she didn't like it. Apparently, that's what happened. And I was like, well, you really can't be asking people to do that and not expect it to happen.
I need to look more into this. This sounds suspicious. If you're just saying "get me wet," that doesn't mean throw shit at someone.
But she took that microphone and she threw it through it. Like, that was anger. It was great. And all the memes about it, so fucking funny.
I'm gonna go correct the record on this, and I'm gonna go look it up after this. We'll see. Anyway, where are we in the podcast?
What's new with people? The gays? Yeah. So Troye Sivan, Grant Chemidlin, Heartstopper we already talked about.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if there's anything else going on.
I don't think so.
I feel like there's so much and so little going on at the same time. Aliens are real, apparently, according to the government.
Are
I don't
they?
know. I don't know, actually. That happened while I was on vacation, and I really don't know.
I watched a lot of the videos, and I thought to myself, if this is either really cool or a huge fucking waste of time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, yeah, it's a waste of time. It's to distract you from like how the country fucks you over every day. It's a distraction from the economy. It's a distraction from the politics. This is just to distract you. And I said, okay, that could make sense. But also the things they were describing were so wild. I was like, is this real? Can it be real? I'd love it to be real.
But like also, I think aliens exist. I think that's pretty obvious.
Well, yes, aliens, I'm sure they exist somewhere.
Yeah. But I don't think they're here.
I don't really think so either.
I don't think there's aliens with every UFO is something. It's a plane that went all right. It's UAP. Is that what it's called now? UFO?
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
It could be a new rocket that someone's testing that nobody knew about. Because a lot of times the U.S. government will test these new military weapons and then not want people knowing that they're testing the military weapons. Is that what? I haven't seen Oppenheimer either.
I saw it. It was really good.
Did they do that in Oppenheimer?
Well, Oppenheimer's all about the testing of the atomic bomb.
Well, yeah. So I mean, okay. So the U.S. military does test like new things all the time, and a lot of times they don't want the foreign countries and other people knowing that that's what it is. So a lot of times they'll just be like, we don't know what this is.
Well, the dude was like, a lot of the countries know, like the most modernized countries, they all been new about the alien shit. Apparently they've been new. And then they were saying how there's two different types of technology he talked about. He said energy generating technology and anti-gravitic, meaning being able to maneuver against gravity very easily.
Oh.
And they were like, well, why does this technology exist? Like, why don't we see it? And he goes, well, if you think about it, energy generating technology would completely destroy our economy because coal and oil would be gone. And you wouldn't have those businesses anymore, and your economy would be ruined, and you'd have to have a huge paradigm shift in what you consider an economy. And he's like, the anti-gravitic equipment can also be used as like transport, but also for weaponry. He goes, obviously, we don't want that in certain people's hands, so it's not just out there. And I was like, that's a good argument. It is, but also I don't care. Give me the energy generating box so I can run my computer without wasting money.
Also, like, the planet is boiling. Like
that guy at the UN, he was like, we're out of the era of global warming. We're in the era of global boiling. And I said, he had that written for months. He thought of that like on the shitter, just like fucking on TikTok. And he said, I gotta put that somewhere. He put it in his notes app and he's been waiting.
I gotta say this somewhere.
And he said
also, I just want to say something about this because climate change is bad. Obviously, global warming is getting bad. It is. Yes, we had a whole podcast episode about it. And I appreciate Hank Green for doing this because Hank Green was just pulling up some graphs because a lot of people are scared.
Hank Green.
What, that he has cancer? Yeah. I mean,
you know what else is cancer? Grace Helbig and the Pocket Report girl.
Oh, the Pocket Report girl does have cancer.
They all have cancer, and it's so sad.
Yes. Oh, my Wouldya Could You Should just about that, by the way. That'll be fun.
Okay. Go back to what you were saying.
Hank Green did do a really nice and informative video showing that things are at least projected to go down in terms of like the emissions that we're emitting. I feel like that's a weird phrasing to say that.
The food that we're cooking.
The food that is fooding. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, what was that? Okay, James. Anyway, go watch if you're scared about climate change. Hank Green did do a good video, especially about how the U.S. is aiming to curtail it, and how the Inflation Reduction Act that they put out did actually have a lot of benefits in terms of how we're investing our money into new energy production. Like within the last year, we've had more investment in renewable energy than like the past 5 years prior to that or something like that. Wild.
Can I just say, you can't give people who say suggest shit when you say especially.
Do I say especially?
You say especially.
No, I say especially. I don't know.
I can't wait to. I can't wait to listen back.
Rewind the clips.
You know what's funny? You actually say that very often.
Especially?
You do, and I commented on it once, and you were not happy about the comment, so I stopped commenting on it. But now you know.
I don't agree with you. It's because I don't agree with you.
An hour and like 5 minutes in, you can listen to yourself say it.
Especially. Well, at least I don't say suggest, okay? Sugma.
Sugma dick, right? So that's good about climate change, though.
Yes, at least in the U.S. But anyway, who knows? If we get a Republican president in 2024, it could all go to shit. I'm just saying. Anyway, I don't have any fridges or spices. So because mostly we usually review Twitter hot takes, but I haven't been on Twitter because it's a shit show over there
anymore.
It's called X now. And honestly, I nearly deleted it from my phone because I was just like, that is hideous.
It's a porn app. That's what it looks like. It looks
like X videos.
Yeah. Never used that site. Don't know what it is.
Oh, I did create a Threads account and it's interesting over there. But I think it needs a couple of changes before it could be a Twitter competitor or an X competitor. But anyway, X marks the spot
where the pussy lies.
But we can do a Wouldya, Couldya, Shouldya. So should we do that?
Sure. Let's wrap it up. Let's get into it.
Let's wrap it up. Okay.
I don't know why I wrote this.
Okay, so I had this dream.
I swear to God, what is it?
I had this very strange dream. And you're gonna judge me so hard for this dream. Oh my God.
It's already happening.
It was like last week. Anyway, I had this dream. And in the dream, I had discovered the cure for cancer.
Oh.
But the cure.
Oh.
The cure was my cum.
Oh.
My semen, and it was only mine, no one else's. It was my semen had to be in this cure for cancer. Oh God, that my dog's barking.
Was it? So wait, was it the sperm or the semen? Which component?
Oh, I don't. My dream did not differentiate between the sperm and the semen. No.
Okay. So okay, so were people just taking it from the tap? Like what?
Okay, so here was the concept of the dream though.
The concept.
Apparently in my mind, I was like, okay, if I am the only one who can produce this cure for cancer, the government is just gonna lock me up and turn me into like a milking machine.
Put a fucking Hoover vacuum up to that dick.
Yes, just literally hook me up and then just constantly nonstop.
Oh my God. Like what's his name? Like the McDonald's guy for his birthday with the shake. What's his name?
What?
What's the purple guy from McDonald's name?
Oh, the purple thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they had him up to a milker, and that's how they made the shakes for his birthday on his udders. Oh.
Okay, so here's my Wouldya, Couldya, Shouldya for you. If this was the scenario, and your semen was the cure for cancer, would you willingly sacrifice yourself to become a milking machine in order to save people, or would you not?
I absolutely would. That's just me having multiple orgasms all the time.
But constantly though.
No,
like,
well,
nonstop.
there is a refractory period. There's a period of time where physically I probably won't be able to because then I run out of cum. So But also like how much cum does it take to cure it? If it's like a drop, then sure. But like, what do you need? Like a healthy load?
Let's say it's like a droplet. Let's say one load could cure like 20 people, let's say.
First of all, don't you dare. You don't know how big my loads are. You don't know. I could cure 100. I could cure 500. You don't know. But of course I would. I don't like cancer. Cancer is one of the things I hate the most in my life. So of course I would. I'd be out there rubbing the skin raw. Fucking raw. I'd be out there.
Pressure. That's so much pressure on you to perform in order to like
cure put people. Me in a room with X videos. It'll be fine.
I'm sorry I did this.
Slip me a Polaroid of fucking, I don't know, Tom Daly. Get the job done.
Oh my God, but you know what? You'd probably just get so much money for just jacking off. Wouldn't that be great?
At a certain point, they probably can just mass produce my sperm.
That's it. You know what? We probably have the modern technology to do that. Who knows?
Yeah. Take the testicles. I don't even want them anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, do you have a Wouldya, Couldya, Shouldya for me?
I thought I did, but then you said that, and I said,
This was a dream that I had. That's the best. The best part is that this happened to me in a dream, and I was worried about being tortured, basically, and hooked up to a milk machine for my sperm.
What's the purple guy's name from McDonald's? What's his name?
I don't fucking know. What did they call him again?
Gumbo? Gumby? No, that's not Gumby.
Gumby!
What the fuck's his name? Hold on. It's not the Hamburglar. Give me a second.
Purple guy. The something shake. The Grim shake.
Grimace. His name's Grimace. And there was someone drew a picture of Grimace hooked up to a milker, and then that's how they get them. That's how they get the shake out of him. All throughout his birthday, milked. It's so wrong. Okay, let me think.
Have you had a Grimace shake?
No, they're gone.
Oh well,
they were berry flavored, but I wasn't.
I feel like I wouldn't enjoy it, honestly.
No, give me a vanilla milkshake or a chocolate milkshake. That's just delicious. Wouldya, Couldya, Shouldya. How about would you let your partner walk you down a nude beach caged?
Okay, but is there any other benefit to doing this other than me getting
$500?
Oh, 500. Ooh.
Also, I've heard the cages aren't that uncomfortable, but that could be wrong. I don't know how it feels. $500 caged, and your significant other walks you down a beach naked
with the cage on.
Yeah.
The $500. That's very tempting. It's very tempting. Okay.
Man's got to eat.
How about for $1,000?
Okay, fine. For $1,000, would you do it?
Then I'll do it. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, wow. Wow, I'm so happy we're back. We're back, baby. We're back, baby.
We're back.
Oh.
Stop.
What if that's gonna clip? I hope that goes through.
I heard it, so I hope it does go through. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode. Thank you everybody for watching on the YouTube or listening on any podcasting platform.
The YouTube.
To this episode of the What Did the Gays Think podcast. There is another podcast that we do with Jackie called Under Queer Review.
Not that they listen to it.
I highly suggest y'all go check it out. We're going to be reviewing Heartstopper season 2 on it. Whenever we do that, I believe it's going to come out in the middle of August. So if y'all are not following Under Queer Review, definitely go give that a follow. There will be a link in the description. What else? We have, if you want to follow us on our X now, I don't know. If you want to follow us on our Twitter, we're Pride Empire, where the E is a 3. Or our X now. I don't know. We're also on Threads, so if you're on there, you can go ahead and give us a follow on there as well. Same thing, Pride Empire with the 3. We're also on Twitch, where we do stream now on Mondays and Thursdays every week at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. So go ahead. It's a lot of fun. We love hanging out on the Pride Empire streams.
Yeah, you get this, but more unfiltered.
Oh, very unfiltered. There's a lot of 9/11 jokes that happen.
It's Jackie. That's Jackie's fault. That's not mine.
I do blame it on Jackie. But yeah, so go ahead and follow us on Twitch if you want to hang out with us. And lastly, we have a Discord server, Pride Empire. You can go ahead and join it by clicking that link in the description. And I think that's it. So thank you, everybody. And I am... I'm hooked up to a milk machine to cure cancer. Matt.
And I'm caged on the beach. Pat. It was so graphic, but not like disgustingly. It was just so, it was like seeing a unicorn, but the horn was caged.
So you're like amazed. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. A unicorn. Yeah. Anyway, goodbye.
Goodbye.